it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I could get Ring Central, or I can get other XY or Zoom or any other soft phone app that is compatible with that feature, or I can get the other brand that doesn't have this.
Now that they've announced that, there's the hardware manufacturers, Poly and Jabra. They just announced their certifications with the platform.
Woo!
Yeah.
We've been saying this for years. This is what I was saying before we went live. Is like, we've been saying this. Like,
Yes.
I'm sure that probably software has been in the mix, but I'll let you continue on why they're doing this.
Yeah. So with Zoom specifically, you're able to have your headset be integrated more with the Zoom platform. So, for example, 3 of the main features is when you mute the headset on the microphone, it actually mutes the Zoom software. So you see on the screen that it's muted. Your headset will say it's muted, and it's just more clear. And the second feature is volume goes up, volume goes down. It actually interacts with the Zoom software to increase or decrease your hearing volume. And then the third thing, which we find the most important for a lot of our customers, is the remote call control. So if you're getting a Zoom call or meeting, you can just press one button on your headset, click that button, and now answer your call away from the desk. So some of these headsets have, 300 feet of wireless range. So you could be backyard, kicking it by your pool, and, oh, got a meeting. Boom.
Yeah, so you really do want a Zoom certified headset, which I believe is only Poly and Jabra at this point in time. So a lot of people would be like, well, but I don't want that brand. I want to go get a $30 Bluetooth headset. Will they be able to do any of the functionalities that you had mentioned?
No.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the big thing is as people, they go invest, they don't want to pay $200 for a wireless headset. So they go on Amazon, look at a $30 Bluetooth headset, get it, pair it up to their laptop or computer, and then go, I can't, but I want to answer away from
it. Should they always say it should, you should be able to push the button to answer the call.
Yeah, I want to, it's a wireless.
Yeah.
I want to answer. Well, you're going to need a Zoom compatible headset.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should.
It should.
It should. I wish it could for 30. I wish it could.
Yeah.
I would provide it.
And also, in order to get certified, like by these Microsoft Teams or Zoom or Ring Central, whatever the platform is, they got to go through rigorous testing. So third-party sources, Zoom team have to check the functionality and make sure the products are actually going to sound good. Because the last thing Zoom wants to do is put their name behind a particular headset or brand, and then it just doesn't sound very good, has lots of issues. It's just not good all around. So that's why it has to go through a rigorous process, and I'm sure a big financial cost to the manufacturers, the headset manufacturers, in order to get this certification. But it gets the stamp of approval and gets more people to buy.
It's smart that they're doing this. Mm-hmm. And the more service providers learn from this, the more out there that don't have remote call control, that are deploying soft phones on computers, their customers are going to, if they're not doing it now, they're going to demand that a wireless headset has this capability. A simple feature of having a wireless headset to answer and calls away from the computer we've seen, it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I could get Ring Central, or I can get other XY or Zoom or any other soft phone app that is compatible with that feature, or I can get the other brand that doesn't have this. Sometimes their requirements is that they need to have their team with wireless headsets so they can answer and calls away from the desk. Yeah. That one simple feature could lose a service provider deal.
Yeah.
Just from that one feature.
Yeah, that being said, though, and that's great. And that's great to hear that there are more certifications coming out for these platforms. But a lot of people that inquire to me on a daily basis, when they tell me about their situation before making my recommendation, they let me know, just like you said, David, where you have all these passwords you're entering and all this. Well, I guarantee you have all these applications too that you're using, like Ring Central or Zoom and Teams and all these different ones. You're just using, like, whichever one basically the person that you're going to be meeting with wants to use. It's like, oh, okay, we're going to do a Teams call. Sure. We're going to do a Zoom call. Sure. We're going to do a Ring Central meeting. Sure. Whatever it is. So in those cases, there are going to be and like all that, you might not need the certification if you're periodically using these different ones. You just log in. You don't need remote call answering. It's just a meeting that you join into, and then you use it. You might move about wirelessly while you're on the call or something like that, but it's not a mandatory, hey, I need a Zoom headset. Because hey, I don't really do Zoom calls all the time. I do every bunches of these things. If that's your case, um, then you probably can use a headset that isn't certified for each one of those. That being said, I would definitely, in most cases, steer anybody away from the $30 headset, the $50 headset, things like that. The reason why, just think logically. How could you have a great quality headset for that cheap? The company has to manufacture it, has to ship it, then a reseller has to mark it up to make a profit. How good can a product be that's that cheap?
Yeah.
It really just most likely won't. Yes, if your needs are very basic, you're like, I do one call a month and whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't matter. But if you're somebody that's using a headset regularly, and you're using it on all these platforms, then great. Just go get yourself a great quality headset and don't worry about the certification. Just make sure that it's going to be compatible with, which it should, as long as it's one of the major headsets, and then go enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
but
That's a great
anyhow,
point. Yeah, no, it's a great point, because like not everyone is. That's why we always ask, like, are you usually answering in any calls at your desk? Because some people, they have to be at their desk and answering calls and be on the computer typing, so they're not going to be. It's nice that if they can get up and walk around wirelessly.
Right.
So great point. As you mentioned, not everyone is going to need the ability to press and answer and end a call, and some people get it mixed up where they think that if it's not a Zoom compatible headset on the Zoom website, that it is not going to work. So they don't even think about those other features that we mentioned. They just think, is it going to work on Zoom? That's their biggest thing, especially if you're an IT manager or you're someone that makes decisions for a team. They don't want to be looked at as, I made the mess up and I bought something that's not on the compatible list. Although there's tons of models out there, and one of those models on the list may not be the best fit for their specific needs.
Exactly. And so certification is just one element of finding the right recommendation. That is not necessarily senior to other features of a particular product for somebody's situation. So if we find out that you don't necessarily use one platform all the time, or even most of the time, all of a sudden, then the options become a lot more vast, and then you're able to really fine tune on the best headset from a wide variety of headsets rather than a much more narrow scope of headsets. Only these that are compatible I can select from. Whereas if you get rid of that, now I can select from thousands of models or something. Okay, now I can get the perfect wearing style that I'm looking for, the right wireless range. Oh, the noise cancellation, and on and on and on, right? So price point and everything. So anyway, those are some things to consider, but great to hear that there's more certifications, and they're expanding in those in Zoom in this case.
For sure. Thanks for watching this segment of the Headset Advisor Show. I hope you found it valuable. If so, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. But if you enjoyed that segment, I think you'll like this segment as well. Check it out there. Otherwise, check out the whole entire episode right there. Well, that's all. Thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you next time.